We're beauties and the beat, and we've got the deets. So sit back in your seat and put this video on repeat. Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this is Unfiltered 50s, and I am one of two collaborators that do this series here on YouTube. This is Beauties and the Beat, and me and my co-collaborator Rhonda said over at her channel, Rhonda said, we do a series every Friday at 7 p.m. where we do makeup and music. We call our series Beauties and the Beat, and each week we feature a group, a artist, a band, and we tell you just a little bit about that person in case maybe you are a fan of that musician, artist, band, group, music genre, something along those lines, and would like to know maybe a little bit more about the history of that person, music, band, genre. So we also are going to be featuring some type of a makeup look, skincare, routine, favorites, something to do with beauty routine, makeup collection, something along that line, while we are talking to you about one of our favorite artists or bands. So this is the very first inaugural edition of this idea, and we hope that you are going to enjoy this. We are so excited to bring you in this new series that will be featured one week on my channel, the next week on Rhonda's channel, and vice versa. So yeah, sit back and relax, grab a drink of your choice, grab a snack and relax, and get ready to hear what we have in store for you today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would become part of the Unfiltered 50s family by clicking on the big red subscribe button down below. Also, my co-collaborator Rhonda over at Rhonda Said will be a bobblehead at the end of the video, and you can just click on her bobblehead and that will take you over to her channel so that you can subscribe to her channel for next week's video. I can't wait to see what she has in store for us as well, and she will also be linked down below and up in the iCards as well. So sit on back, we're going to get right on into the video today. I am going to be featuring the Jill Stuart brand of cosmetics that is found on the Beautylicia website. This container here is actually from her Dazzling Wonderland collection, and what just really intrigues me about this collection is it is supposed to be easy, soft, buttery velvet shades, and this container is a reusable container. So whenever you are done with the makeup, you have this beautiful case container that you can reuse. What came in it is this makeup collection here that has one of her beautiful blushes, a powder, her eyeshadows, and also a beautiful dainty little brush that fits in this slot here, a beautiful lip cream that fits here, and then there's also a makeup applicator sponge. I also have her 15th anniversary eyeshadow palette. It came in this unicarton here, and this is the packaging on it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love this packaging. And it looks like this right here. It is absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's just to die for. So I did pick up that as well, and one other of her blushes. Her blush palettes are just absolutely beautiful. So let me show you that as well. And they come, these are called the Bloom Mix Blush Compact. Comes in these little unicartons here, and then it comes with this little crystal that you can attach right here on the back. There's a little hole that you attach the crystal to. This is what the crystal looks like. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then that will dangle off of this compact. So pretty. Oh, and of course it has a J on it, so I just pretend that that's for my name. But it's just absolutely beautiful. And this is Corally Roses in here, and this is in Blooming Tulip. That's the shade of this one, is Blooming Tulip. So I thought that we would dive in and play with this while we talk about the artist that I'm going to feature today, which is John Mellencamp. If you remember, I did a palette tune trivia over the song Jack and Diane. John Mellencamp is one of my favorite artists. He has a type of genre that I really like, which is kind of a southern folk type rock. I became very enthralled with Mellencamp during the rise of American Fool, that album. So if you don't know a lot about me, I live in Indiana. I live just north of Bloomington, Indiana, and actually Mellencamp was born in Seymour, Indiana, and has a residence just near Lake Monroe, which is right outside of Bloomington. And my husband was raised in Columbus, Indiana, which is right near Seymour. So Mellencamp does have ties to the area where I live, so I'm of particular interest in him. And he was born in 1951 in Seymour, born and raised there, and so he has he is a country boy. He has country roots, and he and a childhood friend that grew up together with him, born just 1 year after him, George Green, wrote songs together. And they did quite well as a songwriting pair. Being of German descent, when he first, and we all remember when he first started recording, he recorded under the stage name Johnny Cougar. And he recorded for quite a number of years under that stage name, but he never really liked that, was not a fan of that. So he recorded for a number of years under that stage name, and then he went to John Cougar Mellencamp, and then finally just dropped the whole Cougar altogether and recorded as John Mellencamp. His birthday is October the 7th. He is a Libra, so he's the sign of the scales. If you're an astrological person and you're wanting to know a little bit kind of in-depth to the psyche, that might give you a little bit of in-depth as to the type of person he is. So one thing that is kind of interesting to note is that when he was born with spinal bifida. And he came to Indianapolis to Riley Children's Hospital and had neonatal surgery done. And one of the interesting things that I find interesting about his story is that he was, I believe, the third child at Riley to have this particular surgery done. And the two before him, one died after the surgery as an infant, and then the second child to have the surgery died as a teenager. So, quite remarkably, he had some things that he definitely had to overcome in his life. He was kind of a rebel by his own accounts. He got married for the first time at 18. He married his pregnant high school girlfriend, and they stayed married for quite some time. He's pretty much been maybe this is why I like him so good. He's pretty much been a married man all of his life, just not to the same person. So he was married to his high school sweetheart for quite a number of years. They had a daughter together, and he divorced her to marry a fashion model. And that was his second wife. He stayed married to her for quite a number of years. And finally, he ended up marrying his longtime wife, which is who I normally associate him with, Elaine Irwin. So they were married, I believe, for 18 years. He starts off, he goes to New York. He's trying to make it as a singer-songwriter. And, you know, he's got this BFF, George Green, and, you know, they write songs together. And he finds this guy who's willing to produce an album. He won't do it under his regular name of Mellencamp. He says it sounds, you know, too hokey, too long. So he's willing to do it under the stage name Johnny Cougar. So Mellencamp agrees. And really regrets it, but agrees. And so this and so this is Tony DeFries, who he's working with at this time, and they end up producing one album. Didn't really do that well, but he did catch the attention of Rod Stewart's manager, and that was Gaff. Billy Gaff. And so Billy Gaff tells him, hey, you know, come on over to Europe and tour around and let's do a record over here. And this is whenever he starts working with Riva Records. And so he goes over to Europe, and over in Europe he has a little bit of success over there. This is whenever he releases I Need a Lover. And it does pretty well in the UK. So in 1980, he releases Nothing Matters and What If It Did. So this is the first time that he really gets a little taste of success in the United States, because Ain't Even Done with the Night gets noticed off of this album. Remember that? People are starting to take a little bit of notice of him at this point, because Ain't Even Done with the Night starts peaking on the charts. From here, he goes in, and we're coming up on 1982, and this is when it really happens for him. He drops American Fool, and clearly, you know, he and George Green are really good together in his music writing, and he actually wins the Grammy for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. And this is for Hurt So Good. But you've got Hurt So Good, Jack and Diane, and Hand to Hold On To off of this album. Really, I mean, just stellar album. Clearly one of the greats from the 80s. Just awesome. Then we follow up. People know who he is, and he's quite the hunk. You know, he's he's, you know, clearly a good old boy. You know, he could be your neighbor. He's just got good looks, but yet, you know, he's just a good old boy, and he seems to have something to say. So he releases and this album is the one that has Pink Houses, Crumbling Down, and he's got, you know, pretty good amount of recognition. So then in 1985, you can really start seeing him come into his own, and he's starting to explore his philanthropic self at this particular time. And so, you know, he's quite the legend in our particular area of where we live, Bloomington, Lake Monroe, Seymour, Columbus, that particular area. So he, along with Neil Young and Willie Nelson, start Farm Aid because, you know, we are cornfields. We are farms. That's what Indiana is. So he wants to help the farmers out. And so in 1985, they band together and start Farm Aid. And Farm Aid still goes on. It's still an annual concert. It started in Champaign, Illinois. They've raised, to date, over $60 million for local farms. In 2008, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One of the saddest things about his history to me was that he and his friend George Green, they did have a parting of the ways, and I just thought that that was so sad because George Green did end up leaving Bloomington and moving to Albuquerque, New Mexico after that falling apart of their friendship, and Mr. Green did end up getting small cell lung cancer, and he ended up passing away in 2011. And so I just thought that that was, you know, they had accomplished so much together, and so I just really thought that that was sad about their friendship. But anyway, so his marriage to Elaine Irwin did eventually dissolve, and of late he has been dating. He has been dating off and on. Meg Ryan had been engaged to her. Currently, he is dating, believe it or not, comes back to the beauty platform, Nurse Jamie of, you know, the products like the face rollers that we use. That's very interesting to me. So off of Scarecrow, that particular album, he had Lonely All Night, ROCK in the USA, Small Town. Those hits came off of that album. And then finally, you know, in 1991, he completely dropped the whole entire cougar off of his name. He was a cougar no more. And so of late, he has been produced by Babyface Edmonds and T-Bone Burnett. Babyface is also an Indiana native. So, you know, that was an interesting pairing. So those are just a few of the facts from Mellencamp. I do hope that he finds his true soulmate out there. I'm going to step off camera and finish my lips, eyeliner, and lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back, and I have done my lashes with just the, guys, I really love this Major Pleasure mascara from Nabla. And my lips, I did use the Lippy from Jill Stuart that was in this case right here. So I did use this one, and look at that little crystal in there. It's so gorgeous. Oh, just the packaging on this is over the top. I did want to show you that for the 15th anniversary palette, this one that looks like this, you do get this beautiful case that it comes in. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. That is what I used today, along with just my favorite of all time foundation. That is the number 7 Protect and Perfect Squeeze Tube Foundation, my absolute favorite. Underneath it, I did put my Jeffree Star Liquid Frost in Frozen Peach. I always put this up underneath my foundations to give a backlit glowy effect. I hope that you enjoyed getting ready with me while hearing a little bit about John Mellencamp, one of my heartthrobs from the 1980s. I definitely thought he was just the cutest biscuit ever. I just absolutely, he just rocked my world, and I just wanted to be Diane. Yeah, I wanted to be his Diane. So yeah, let me know what you think. Are you a John Mellencamp fan or not? Do you like his style of music or not? If you do, what is your favorite Mellencamp song? I would definitely have to say that Paper and Fire, maybe? I don't know. Probably Ain't Even Done With the Night would probably be my all-time fave, just because it invokes so many memories for me. So yeah, I think that out of all probably Ain't Even Done With The Night would be my favorite. Oh, I could just sing so many of his songs. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today and being a part of the inaugural launch of Beauties and the Beat. And again, don't forget to go ahead and click the big red subscribe button down below so you don't miss an episode. And next week, I will meet you over on Rhonda Said's channel for her edition of Beauties and the Beat. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be meeting up back here. And if you have any questions, any requests that you would like to put in for bands, I do know that I have had a request for jazz. And don't worry, we do have a local Indianapolis native, Steve Ali, that I will be featuring as far as jazz bands goes, jazz performers. I have seen him in person so many times and love him and would love to feature him on the Beauties and the Beat. Also, I am a big blues fanatic. I love Fillmore East sessions, so let me know if there's any requests that you have, and I will be happy to do some research on those particular artists as well. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and I look so forward to seeing you in my next episode of Beauties and the Beat. But until then, smooches everybody. Bye till next time.